Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. It was a popular movie that became a smash hit Broadway musical. They call it A Bronx Tale, but it has its roots right here in New Jersey. Our Kimberly Kravitz explains.
The Broadway smash hit A Bronx Tale will take you on a tour of the whole borough. But in fact, this coming-of-age musical premiered in New Jersey at the Paper Mill Playhouse in Milburn, Essex County.
It's 3 a.m. in the Bronx, New York. I'm on the corner of 187th and Belmont Avenue. This was my neighborhood. This is A Bronx Tale.
This autobiographical story was based on the life of Chaz Palminteri and was directed by Robert De Niro. The narrative dates back to the 1960s on the stoops of Belmont Avenue.
Hey, who won the last Triple Crown?
Mickey Mantle!
Yeah.
The plot focuses on a young boy named Calogero and his growing pains. He is caught between the father he loves and the mob boss he'd love to be. Richard Blake, who plays Calogero's father, Lorenzo, is a Jersey boy himself.
This is a story about family at its core, you know what I mean? And, you know, a boy torn between different directions, you know, things pulling him in different directions. And so I think that's going to be relevant in any neighborhood. As a person who, you know, resides in Jersey and has for a very, very long time, I think that family is really important, especially in the neighborhoods that I'm in.
Lorenzo preaches the straight and narrow path as he competes with Sonny for the role of chief mentor to his son, who must decide which role model best suits his future.
I'm a father myself, so of a young boy, so I actually really kind of relate to this. I know what I want for my child. You know, obviously my son's a little bit younger, but I get where Lorenzo is coming from.
Another actor in the musical has a New Jersey connection. Paul Savatoriello, better known as Sonny's bodyguard, Tony 10-2, was born in Bayonne.
They called him 10-2 because his feet always pointed like the clock, 10-2.
Belmont Avenue in the Bronx is just like Bloomfield Avenue in Newark. There's just so many Italian-American communities in Jersey. There's just that feeling of things, you know, baking bread and garlic and all the smells of Italian food, and in this kind of tight-knit neighborhood, so you get that feel. And so when you come to A Bronx Tale, you get that vibe right away.
Other classics such as Newsies and Bandstand that also originated at Paper Mill were picked up here on Broadway. A Bronx Tale recently celebrated their 500th performance.
Paper Mill has been a regional theater, one of the major regional theaters in the country for almost 80 years. We've been very, very lucky to have a storied existence for almost 80 years, which is practically unheard of. Really, it is New Jerseyans who keep us alive and kicking.
What sets this musical apart than any other?
Well, we broke all kinds of records at Paper Mill. You know, performing at Paper Mill is such a great out-of-town spot.
You can find A Bronx Tale right here on Broadway at the Longacre Theater. Tickets are available online, or you can purchase them at the box office. In Manhattan, I'm Kimberly Kravitz for Jersey Matters. Stay tuned for our community calendar for events in New Jersey.